There's a certain archetypal character in cinema that I have dubbed strong women, and I absolutely adore this archetype. If you have a big appreciation of film or just a casual appreciation, you're probably seen this type of character, the Ubermensch of women, the Uberwamsch. I can't believe I fucking wrote that. Anyway, so get your popcorn, get your Milo, because that's what I'm going to be talking about today. How I think strong women movies are great, and my 3 very favorite strong women movies, and delve into my own psyche about why I love this archetype so much. Also, I don't want to piss any girls or women off here. I'm not trying to be gross and gratuitous. This video isn't about that. This is not an objectification of strong women, it's an appreciation and celebration of the archetype. Also, if you're wondering why I made this video, it's because in my Why Miyazaki is the best video, when talking about his characterization of female characters, I said something to the extent of, I have a fetish for strong women. Strong women's are kind of my fetish, okay? I love them and I love works of entertainment that depict that sort of thing. Hashtag Ronda Rousey is my bae. I know that was a really poor attempt at humor due to the fact that fetish has sexual connotations, and what I was getting at is about the deep appreciation of characterization and actions, not physical appearance. This is not a sexual video, guys. It's not. Relax. Also, if you're wondering why I'm gonna say Wamen instead of woman, it's because I really like the word Wamen. I don't really know why. It's a fun word to say. I mean like Wamen. Let me just say it. Wamen. 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 So when I say strong women, what exactly do I mean? I don't mean Brie Larson's Captain Marvel, and unfortunately not Daisy Ridley's Rey from Star Wars, even if Rey will always have a special place in my heart, even though she's really poorly written.
That represents people of all genders. 2 genders.
Whoa, hey, whoa, easy there. That's a hot take, darling. Come on, none of that. My definition of a strong woman has 2 definitive base traits. Her kindness demonstrated through her femininity, and her ability to kick some serious ass. So someone like Ripley from Alien, a woman who uses her badass motherly instincts to fight off and kill some aliens. Another example of this archetype is Jennifer Lawrence's Katniss Everdeen from the Hunger Games series. When Katniss volunteers as tribute, it shows great bravery and the unconditional kindness she has for her sister. She is a strong leader throughout the entire series, and she really cool at killing people. Like, man, look at her go. It gets me all warm and fuzzy inside. Some start out with those 2 traits and learn more characterization on top of that, while some learn how to be more feminine through the course of the film, while others learn how to kill people through the course of their narrative arc. Some are more outspoken, while some are shy. There's a whole wide variety within this archetype. Now, with this explanatory definition out of the way, let's get into my 3 favorite strong women movies. Wonder Woman is a superhero who... Well, fuck me. Wonder Woman is a superhero whose exploits have been published by DC Comics since 1941. She's a warrior of peace hailing from the island of women isolated from the outside world for centuries. Her comics have circulated consistently since her introduction, establishing her as one of the world's most formidable and enduring characters. Created by William Marston, who was... Oh, yeah... Well, everyone back then was a bit, we don't really want to talk about that. So I'm guessing what happened with the movie in 2016, I guess Patty Jenkins came along and looked at the source material and was like, yeah, nah, let's do that, but actually good. Wonder Woman 2017, the film directed by Patty Jenkins and screenplay by Alan Heinberg and story by Jason Fuchs and Zack Batman Does Not Kill Snyder. Wonder Woman stars Gal Gadot in a title role, alongside American sweetheart Chris Pine. Loosely following the New 52 comic book reboot continuity, the film's story is about the origin of the titular Wonder Woman. Get your mind out of the gutter! It's a story about who she was before she became Wonder Woman. Following Diana, Princess of the Amazons, who has been trained to be an unconquerable warrior raised on a sheltered island of paradise, Diana meets American pilot Steve Trevor, played by Chris Pine. He informs her about a massive conflict raging in the outside world. Convinced that she can stop the threat, Diana leaves her home for the first time, fighting alongside men in the war to end all wars. She finally discovers her full powers and true destiny, dealing with themes of humanity, heroism, strength, and love. Oh, they're so cute! Oh my god. In all seriousness, I was not expecting to love this as much as I did. When I first watched it back in 2017, I had no pre-existing love for the comic book source material. I'm a big Batman boy. I exclusively read Batman. Look, I even have a goddamn Batman encyclopedia. Sorry guys. What I'm getting at here, I only have a subpar knowledge of the Wonder Woman mythos. I really love Gal Gadot in her role in the Fast and Furious franchise, but apart from that, I had no real hope for a DC comic book movie. Ugh, Zack Snyder, ugh. Chris and Gal in this film have such great chemistry. She brings the right level of innocence and skepticism once she enters man's world. I love how she isn't completely oblivious when it comes to men and, you know, fucking dicks, and she's read The Pleasures of the Flesh, guys. Oh man, the cuddles on the boat in this scene are really nice. You know, I love a good cuddle. The whole fish out of water comedy is just on point. The whole no man's land scene is just brilliant. The whole scene where the town celebrates is fantastic. I get such good vibes. I wish someone would have been like, oh my goodness, you're a Wonder Woman, but you know, that didn't happen. Overall, the message of the film is something I really appreciate. Yes, humans are kind of hot garbage and trash, but we have the capacity to do better. And oh my god, Gal's so pretty. If I had to give this minor criticism, the plot kind of loses its mind in the third act, but I can easily suspend my disbelief because the fight looks pretty cool, except for how Lupin's mustache is just like twirling in the wind. It's on Australian Netflix. I don't know about anywhere else, so if you have Netflix, I mean, of course you have Netflix, like who doesn't own Netflix? But if not, by some reason, go out and buy a Blu-ray. It's like, what, $20? Come on, you can spare that. I'm really excited for what we see in Wonder Woman 2. Patty Jenkins, please make more movies. DC should have given you the cinematic universe instead of fucking the lizard that is Zack Snyder. This goddamn muscle gremlin.
Who was I?
Alita Battle Angel is a 2019 American cyberpunk action film based on the 1990s Japanese manga by Yukito Kishiro. It's known as Battle Angel Alita in the English translation. Directed by Roger Rodriguez, the film is a co-production by James Cameron and written by Cameron himself. Rosa Salazar stars the heroine Alita, a cyborg girl who sets out to learn about her destiny after she awakens in a new body with no memory of the past of who she is. Christoph Waltz and Jennifer Connelly are also supporting roles. Originally announced in 2003, production on the release of the film was repeatedly delayed due to Cameron's work on Avatar and its sequels. After years of this film languishing in development hell, Rodriguez was announced as the film director and brought it to reality in 2019. The plot is set several centuries in the future. The abandoned Alita is found in a scrapyard of Iron City by Ito, a compassionate cyber doctor who takes the unconscious cyborg Alita into his clinic. Ito is played by German film daddy Christoph Waltz. When Alita awakens, she has no memory of who she is, nor does have any recollection of the world which she finds herself in. As Alita learns and navigates her way through her new life and the treacherous streets of Iron City, Ito tries his best to shield her from her mysterious past, dealing with themes of humanity, heroism, strength, and love. Wait a sec. This sounds familiar. It's got a lot of cool fights, cool robots, romance. There's a scene where she rubs a dog's blood on her face. Did I mention this has cool fights? I remember when I first saw this film in the cinema. It was the 14th of February. Me and this girl were in town after going out for a romantic dinner at a rooftop bar. We were just wandering around until she was all like, hey, why don't we go see a romantic Valentine's film? And I was like, yeah, let's go do that. And once we came to the cinema, I saw the poster for Battle Angel Alita, And and instantly, me being the selfish douche fuckboy I was like, I don't want to see this sappy romantic film. Can we watch Alita instead? Luckily for me, Alita Battle Angel is a fantastic romantic Valentine's Day movie. I think it's brilliant on the part of the marketers to release this on February 14th. Let me just say, this was one of the best movie-going experiences of my entire life. The cinema was one of those laid-back hipster places where you could buy and bring in alcohol, so I got her to buy us beers and we got completely smashed. In the great words of Jordan Peterson,
let's party!
There was yelling, there was crying, there was punching the air with joy, there was pent-up sexual energy between us. At one point, she threw the popcorn onto the old white people in front of us. Alita's performance was great throughout the entire thing. We were grinning ear to ear when Alita ate her first chocolate, and we were in tears when Alita got badly injured. I gotta give major props to Rosa Salazar here. She's so cool. I mean, like, I listen to her name. I love her name, Salazar. It sounds like a pirate. She really went above and beyond for her role as Alita. Looking at interviews and listening to her talk about the project, I'm pretty sure she did a lot of the stunts for herself. She worked out a lot, learning a lot of different mixed martial arts. Damn, fucking look at her go, man. Go! I love how there's the whole hashtag Alita Army movement that sprung out online after the film's release. Weirdly, like, the whole MGTOW and pro-gun movement on the internet love her. I mean, what? I don't know how I feel about that. I'm Australian, so we're not really too fond of guns over here. I mean, but I mean, I guess their heart's in the right place, so who cares? It's weirdly sincere. If I had to give some minor criticism, the guy who plays Hugo fucking sucks. The actor and the character are so lame. He's not even like handsome, he's just like a lame fuckboy. I mean, I was a fuckboy, I mean, still technically am, but like, oh my god, this guy is on another level. Like, seriously, look at him. I love this film, it's nice. Everybody wins at the end, sort of. It's really sweet and sincere. Christoph Waltz gets his robot daughter. Alita gets to be her true badass self. It's so nice. I really hope this gets a sequel. It's fucking, the reviews are just, it did okay domestically, but nothing really to warrant a sequel. And considering sequels tend not to do as well as the original movie, I really hope they make a sequel, but it's a bit up in thin air at the moment. I really want to see where this narrative goes. The manga gets really surreal, so I recommend go buying Blu-ray when it comes out because it's not in cinemas anymore. So in short, what I'm saying is, we should all join Alita Army, man. Hashtag Alita Army. Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind is a 1984 Japanese animated epic, adapted and created by Hayao Miyazaki. Based on his 1982 manga of the same name, it's animated by Topcraft for Tokuma Shoten and distributed by Toei Company. The musician Joe Hisashi and his first collaboration with Miyazaki composed the film's fantastic score. The film stars many voices, the most famous of which would be Liam Neeson playing this guy in the English dub. Taking place in the future post-apocalyptic world, the film tells the story of Nausicaa, the young princess of the Valley of the Wind. She becomes embroiled with a struggle with Tolmekia, a kingdom that tries to use an ancient weapon to eradicate a jungle of giant mutant insects. Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind is the very first film I remember watching. It wasn't literally the very first film I ever watched, but it was the very first movie I remember watching. I've probably seen other films before it, but my memory before the age of 3 is a complete blank space for me. I remember being a cute little boy watching this film for the first time, and it absolutely blew my mind. This was back in the early 2000s, and our family had this horrible box of a TV with a VHS player that would make any tape just into the worst quality imaginable. This movie was my introduction into anime and cinema as a whole. For me, it's very highly nostalgic. I watched this in Japanese on the VHS so many times with my family, alongside others like My Neighbor Totoro and the Doraemon films, but by far, it was always Nausicaa that was my favorite. I have so many cherished memories of me as a toddler when I first watched this movie. And even at that age, I was fascinated with the story, the music, and the characters. I loved the air battles, and I would even recreate them a few times with my own self-made Lego planes. Believe it or not, Nausicaa was like my first crush. Shut up, don't judge me, I was like 3, leave me alone, okay? I haven't seen this movie in a long time, but I always distinctly remember a flashback scene where a bunch of guys try to kill a baby gnome in front of Nausicaa, and it made her cry. that always spoke to me. The dichotomy of doing what's right for the greater good and just trying to be nice. Because in that scenario, no one's really a maliciously bad person. They're just people trying to do the right thing. And it blew my mind as a little tiny toddler baby. Like, whoa, what is humanity, man? What I'm saying is Nazca of the Valley of the Wind will always hold a very special place in my heart. Because it's a super good film and I recommend anyone to pick it up and watch it. The manga is not really as good. It's kind of like Game of Thrones, while Nazca, the movie, is kind of for everyone, but hey. Oh, also, like, I showed this to my friend and she thought like Nazca was naked from the waist down the whole time. No, she just has cream colored, she's just wearing like cream colored cargo pants, okay? God, my friend's such a baka gaijin, Jesus. Before we end this, for all the blokes out there who are like red-pilled and MGTOW'd out of their mind, who don't like this stuff, that's alright, as long as you're not the insecure type who needs to tear these strong whamens down to reaffirm your own masculinity, all good. It's a matter of taste, and that's alright. We're all different people. Let's all try to be better people and better men instead of little boys. Anyway, everyone should be like me, you know? Like me. I respect women. I'm such a great guy. I respect her. Pixel hipster is a virtue signaling cuck. Concluding this, you're probably thinking, why does he love strong women so much? The pixel hipster must have had some really great female role models in his life. Oh no, that's not the case. Well, in my own understanding, to what I can tell, it's kind of like a power fantasy. I know that sounds a little bit weird, but stay with me and hear me out. It's like a realistic power fantasy. Much like Guts from Berserk is a realistic power fantasy, so are these women. Half a badass, masculine ideal to look up to and envy, and the other half being a nuanced, realistic portrayal of what such raw masculinity entails. So what I'm saying, they're ideals, like fantasies, not in the sexual kind, but in the nuanced, realized way. Ideals, examples of womanhood, not as someone I want to grow up and become, but there's someone I want to grow up and be good enough for. Someone who I can be my good enough self for. It's basically like the concept of waifus. I guess you could say Wonder Woman, Alita, and Nausicaa are my waifus. Oh no, this is a sexual video!
Alita, it's a setup, you gotta get out of there.
Cannot stand by while innocent lives are lost.
Well, look at you.
Who was I?
And where down we go, 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 go. Oh, where down we go, 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 go. So where down we go, way down we go. Whoa, baby.
Fight? We use our principles, although I am not opposed to engaging in a bit of fisticuffs should the occasion arise.
G'day guys, welcome to the end of the video. Congratulations if you managed to stick through that weird whatever this was. This was just meant to be a cool, like, just relaxed, like 4-minute video, and then I just kept on writing more and more about this. All jokes aside, these are really great films with, you know, great characterization. I love these characters. I reckon you guys should check it out if you haven't seen them, or maybe rewatch them, or recommend them to another friend. If you disagree with me, like if you don't like this sort of stuff, that's totally understandable. This is just me and my weird. It's not fetish, okay? It's just what I like, okay? I can't help that. But like, if you don't agree, like, tell me like why. Tell me like if you like strong whamens, tell me your favorite strong whamens in the comments. But if you don't like strong whamens, tell me why strong whamens are feminist propaganda that Anita Sarkeesian is. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm off script. It's worse than my regular on script, and my on script is pretty bad as well. So you know what? Give me your thoughts, and yeah, that's it. I'm done. All right, see you guys. This video took way too long to make. Oh god.